Disney's The Lion King is definitely one of, if not the best musicals I've ever seen in my life. It just amazes me how every creative decision made here is the right one. Now, I would consider myself quite the fan of musicals in general. You know, the combination of banger songs and epic choreography, probably one of my favorite forms of creative expression out there. And on top of the great presentation of the story, The Lion King absolutely nails in every conceivable way every element that makes musical numbers enjoyable to watch for me. The animation looks beautiful, the singing is on point, and the choreography is awesome as hell. How did this turn out the way it did? Well, I think it all boils down to the directors of this incredible movie, Roger Allers and Rob Minkoff, being extremely passionate and competent in communicating their own personal vision. Disney's The Lion King, on the other hand, is definitely one of, if not the worst musicals I've ever seen in my life. It just baffles me how every creative decision made here is the wrong one. On top of the terrible presentation of the story, The Lion King absolutely butchers in every conceivable way every element that makes musical numbers enjoyable to watch for me. The animation looks like shit, the singing is not good, and the choreography is just boring, man. How did this turn out the way it did? Well, I think it all boils down to the director of this godforsaken movie, Jon Favreau, being totally ignorant and incompetent in communicating ideas that had already been communicated, and well, I mean, not communicating them at all. Now, full disclosure, I haven't watched The Lion King 2019 all the way through, and I don't ever plan to, but I honestly don't think I need to. I'll just frickin' watch Adam's video about it, and that'll probably be 100 times more interesting. If you do want an in-depth analysis of the rest of the movie, just go watch Adam's video, it's really good. Which, by the way, is almost 3 hours long and doesn't even get up to the Hakuna Matata scene. That's only like a third of the movie. Are you gonna pull a Dune and make this a trilogy? Anyway, in this video, I just wanted to react to this movie's musical numbers because those are really my cup of tea. So here's that. Hi, new friends. Thanks for stopping by. Today, I am in a different room. This is where you know, it doesn't matter, I'm not telling you. I'm not gonna be watching the full movie in its entirety, obviously, because I just don't want to subject myself to that. But when I watched the first little bit of Adam's video, I was like, holy god, I don't remember it looking this weird. I want my slate to be as blank as possible going into watching these. It's been a while since I've actually seen The Lion King. We're starting with the opening scene, the Circle of Life. I don't really count it as a musical number, but it's a scene. It's a very important scene with music in it. So I'm still gonna watch it. Already I don't like that, because the original movie has one of the most iconic opening shots of all time. It starts on black, and then as the voice starts going, ah, that's when it fades into the scenery and the sun starts coming up. But here, it just starts on a cloudy sky, and it just kind of looks boring. So I already know that when the voice comes in, it's not gonna be as impactful as that original scene. Like, why would you not start on black? I don't understand. It's probably full screen it. Dude, please tell me you found that as funny as I did. That was the most underwhelming thing I've ever seen. The singing started, but because there was no like fading in from black, it was just the sun slowly coming up. That's so funny. What the hell? The frame does not move at all. It's just the sun peeking its little butt up from the horizon. This is so goofy. Oh my god. Okay. I guess it's pretty decent so far. That's what I don't like how Zazu looks in this movie at all. He's even tinier somehow. I mean, I'm sure I don't even have to talk about this, but so much is lost by the decision for some reason to give no one facial expressions in the entire movie. No one ever has any expression, none whatsoever, and I don't know why. When you're making a movie, why even have characters then? Just give us an audio file and we can listen to it What is the point of having visuals if no one has a face? Also, Rafiki just looked ugly. Yeah, the most that these characters can do to like express emotion is open and close their eyes. That was so lame, bro! Did you see that? It was just like, in the original shot, there was so much build up to the part where he was like this. Rafiki was just like, oh yeah, here's this, like, here I guess. Like, what the f***? Watch that again, let's just... Man, you just like, check it out. I got this lion cub, check it out. Alright, you saw it? Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's just take a minute to compare it with the original video since it just came out. Yeah, see, again, way more impactful because of how it starts on black and then fades in with the start of the song. So the sun's not just, it doesn't start on a static image of the horizon and then the sun's just like that's so dumb. Like, how is that? How did they edit that in the editing room and not burst out laughing? That is so... Anyway. Also, like, the sun's way bigger. Like, look at the thing here. It's so tiny. The sun is so small. Are you serious? This is a... Let's just move on. Skipping ahead, we're gonna be going to I Just Can't Wait to Be King, which it's probably my favorite song from the original, so...
That's not gonna happen, Zazu. Never, ever. Nala and I are friends.
Did he say Zazu?
That's not gonna happen, Zazu. Never.
Ah!
I'm not letting anyone tell me where to go, what to do, and even who to marry.
Okay, music's way too loud right now. Also, what? Look at how they animate Zazu.
King like me.
Simba, you can't escape.
It's just cause like I guess they were so insistent on making it realistic that like Zazu's beak can't move properly like birds in other animated movies like Rio or I guess the original Lion King. Their beaks morph a little bit to kind of look like human mouths, but no, it's basically the equivalent of a hand puppet. So if you're just looking at this instead of my mouth, it's like that, but in an actual high-budget movie. Also, there's absolutely no movement in his eyes, and it's just really creepy.
Well, I've never seen a king of beasts with quite so little hair.
I'm gonna...
Who voices this guy? John Oliver. But I don't like how he delivers his lines. Like, his voice is way too deep, I think.
I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware.
And also, whoever voices young Simba is like way too much focused on singing and not like performing. Just this dialogue.
And even who to marry.
Yeah, just based on this dialogue, I can already tell that, like, he's one of those kids who sings but doesn't act as well as he sings. He's clearly hired for the singing.
I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies...
Yeah, see, because he's way too focused on hitting the notes. He's like, I'm gonna be a mighty king. He doesn't raise into the notes, because in the original it was more like, I'm gonna be a mighty king. Because, like, you don't just sound like a robot, you know? You have, like, kind of... I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm used to the old version, but I really don't like how John Oliver's delivering his lines. He doesn't sound... I think, you know, that's just probably a me thing, but...
arranged a heart-to-heart.
Yeah, it's so weird. The bird, he does not talk. That bird should not be talking. Alright, you want to make it realistic, but birds don't talk. So you can't make it realistic, but also have them talk. Cannot have your cake and eat it as well.
If this is where the monarchy is headed, count it out. Out of service. If this is where the monarchy is headed, count it out.
Holy God. Did you guys hear that? I'll play it one more time.
If this is where the monarchy is headed, count it out.
He just said... Homeboy said, county out. If this is where the monarchy is headed, county out. Did nobody notice that? I don't understand how. How do you do that? How does this happen? How does I'm not crazy, right? He said county out. The M is not in there. He did not say count me out. He said county out. It was a very pronounced T that he said. He clearly said the word county. That was also beating a dead horse. This guy's voice does not fit with this bird at all, and I hate it a lot.
Is getting wildly out of wing. Simba.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
I don't think that line was in the original, and it just, like, they're adding things that shouldn't be there. No, okay, let me listen to that one more time. Yeah, see, whoever, Nala's, I think it's just Nala's voice, but either Nala's voice or Nala and Simba's voice, I can't tell, but the main two people's voice are way too prominent, because they repeat that same melody 3 times before the final line. It goes da 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 da. They repeat that 3 times, but on the 3rd repetition, all the animals singing it at the same time, so it's like a choir, and you can there are other voices, but they're so quiet. Okay, well, not quiet, but they're not as, it's just that their voices are way too loud. But then on the 3rd repetition, it's a little bit different. There's like there are separate vocals that are going higher than they were going the last 2 repetitions, because it's like, it just sounds boring if you repeat it 3 times. So it's adding that extra layer of spice to the last repetition before the final line of the song. So it goes da 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 da, and then da 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 da. Here, let me open up the original in a different tab. Yeah, you see, okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. It was the other animals singing this part, not Nala and Simba. So that was what I was missing. Yeah, they're not singing at this part. Yeah, because it's the end, it's all these other animals singing. Did you hear that? There was a higher vocal layer. I'll do it one more time. It's gonna be King Simba's finest fling. Yeah, see, so, yeah, that's gone. They just repeat the same melody exactly the same way 3 times, and it's boring. Like, I could barely hear the higher vocal track. You have to strain to hear it. They're just Simba and Nala are way too loud. It's weird. They shouldn't be singing during this part. Okay, so a few things. One, what the was that final shot? They're like standing on a rock that's like 3 inches off the ground. In the original, the end of that, where they were standing on that giant tower of animals, and this is like I know, like, again, with the movie that looks like this, you can't do that. You can't have all the animals standing on top of each other, but I don't know, have them climb a tree, standing on top of, like, find a taller rock, you know? Find someplace higher so you can be more victorious at the end of this song. See, and then because they didn't do the animal tower thing, they couldn't do the thing where, like, they all fall on Zazu and that's how they escape. Instead, I don't know what's happening, but, like, this isn't like a resolution. Another thing, as I was going back to rewatch the original, like, there's no choreography in this entire thing. They're just running around. Like, yeah, they just run around through animals the entire thing. There's no choreography.
I'm gonna be the main event like no king was before.
Like, for example, in the original, when he said, "I'm gonna be the main event," he had, like, a mane. It was like he stuck his head through some leaves and he shook it around, because it's a play on words. You get it, because lions have manes. I needed to explain that joke. But they didn't do anything like that. They don't, because they're realistic animals, I guess they can't do anything interesting except run. Running, more running, running.
Everybody look left. Everybody look right.
Yeah, see, and then they say, everybody look left, everybody look right, but it doesn't mean anything because nobody's looking left or right.
Standing in the spotlight.
Those giraffes parting ways and revealing the sun, so then they were standing in the sun. That's the closest thing this has to choreography, I think. Like, actually them understanding what the song is saying, and then, like... Yeah, see, in this part, they're running through giraffes, and, like, they could have done something where the giraffes lift up their heads to the beat, but they don't. Yeah, they miss every opportunity to do something interesting.
I can't see my sight at all times.
And you can also tell that they, like, extended this song so they could have more running around. Like, how long is the original? Yeah, so this is all banter, and that starts at 56 seconds. So the original song is less than 2 minutes, but this one's 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so they extended the song for what? More running around. Jesus freaking... I didn't think I'd have this much to say about it. I thought I'd just be complaining about, like, the bad lip syncing, but there's so much more that is wrong with... It's just so boring, dude. Try a little bit. Try a little bit to make it look not just realistic, but exciting. You know? And we're not even halfway through. I'm excited. Not really. Hakuna Matata's up next, and I've seen pictures of how Timon and Pumbaa look, and they look like absolute ass. So let's see this.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
Hakuna Matata. It ain't no passing craze.
Okay, you can probably hear my laptop. It's boring like a jet engine right now. But how to put this into words? First of all, these guys' voices are so generic. The voices are practically indistinguishable. Like, listen to them without the video. I'm gonna take away the video and you just listen to the song.
What a wonderful phrase.
Hakuna Matata.
It's hard to tell that a different person is speaking. Timon and Pumbaa in the original movie had such distinct voices. Timon had this high-pitched, nasally thing, this guttural thing, and Timon was like this freaking... I mean, I obviously can't do the voice, but, like, they were so different. They just sound like two guys that they just picked up off the street.
Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, all the voices in this movie suck. And some of you might think I'm just going into this, I'm just hate watching these like I have an agenda or something. No, I honestly, like, the animation is obviously really good, so I was like, I'm excited to see this, but no, this is terrible.
It ain't no passing craze.
And then, mother...
It ain't no passing craze.
Oh, why, who, what? That's not the line. First of all, why add the it? Why say it ain't no passing craze? Don't do that. And then and then the original, that wasn't like a craze. I believe he sang it like, ain't no passing craze. He held that last word on the same note and then ended it with that kind of bang. I don't know what to call it, but he's like, zah. And I'm not saying this guy has to sing it exactly like the original, but this doesn't work better. It just sounds bad. And not to mention the fact that this guy is so tone deaf.
It ain't no passing craze.
He is so off. He's so... Dude cannot sing.
Take Pumbaa here. Why?
Hey, is that flower in the background, this ball? That flower looks exactly like this ball, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this information.
When I was a young warthog.
Holy... These dudes cannot sing. What the what was that?
When he was a young warthog.
These guys cannot sing. That is just gonna lose my mind.
When he was a young warthog.
When he was a young warthog.
Timon and Pumbaa, they were like idiots, but they could still sing. Like they knew what notes were. What is this?
I was a young warthog. When I was a young warthog.
Who voices Timon and Pumbaa? Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I know who Seth Rogen is. Of course he can't sing. Just get a different actor to sing for him, like in every other movie ever. If the actor can't sing, they get an actor who kind of sounds like them who can sing. Pretty sure they did with that with the original Lion King, right? Young Simba and singing young Simba are two different people.
That my friends never stood.
Downwind.
I was always here for you and I...
And it hurt.
That my friends never stood.
Downwind.
I was...
This is so bad. This is terrible. There is no power in that note. You remember how Pumbaa said, downwind? Dude just kind of like stopped talking. He just got so quiet.
My friends never stood.
Downwind.
I was
Well, why did he like go down the octave?
always here for you and I resent that.
Oh, the shame.
Yeah.
And also the instrumental's way too loud. Oh my god. Clearly trying to cover up how bad these people are at singing.
He was a
I
shame.
thought of changing my name.
I mean, to what, Brad?
Okay, actually kind of fun.
Every time that I farted, are you gonna stop me?
No, I'm not. You disgust me.
Okay. That was close to being like a funny meta joke. Because remember in the original song that he cut him off before he could say the word farted, and he's like, not in front of the kid, but this time he's like, aren't you gonna stop me? So in that way, Pumbaa was like breaking the fourth wall. But then they ruin it by having Timon, like, what did he even say?
Farted, are you gonna stop me?
No, I'm not. You disgust me.
Why did he say that? If you wanted to make that meta joke work, what he should have been is like, huh? What are you talking about? And then Pumbaa would have been like, never mind. Because like Timon doesn't know that he's breaking the fourth wall. Fourth wall break jokes don't work if like both characters are in on the joke. Like, what's another example? Okay, for some reason this is the first example I thought of, but in the Dora and the Lost City of Gold movie, Dora, they did a joke where like Dora and her family were just eating at the dinner table, and then randomly Dora was like, she looked at the camera and was like, can you say something? Like she did in the TV show, and then her dad just turned around and was like, who are you talking to?
Can you say delicioso?
She'll grow out of it.
And that was him being like, only the audience knows that she's breaking the fourth wall. So then the other characters in the movie are just incredibly confused. That's how that works. But here, Timon reacts as if he has seen the original movie too. So it doesn't work anymore.
Listen, kid, if you want to live with us, you have to eat like us.
Why is Timon's voice so deep? He's this tiny little creature, so he should have like a shrill voice, right? Same with Zazu. Did the director like owe them a favor or something? Because these voices are just so bad. I hate them.
Crunchy.
They're local.
Yeah. Oh, are they?
They're from right there.
Kind of funny.
This is the great
Hakuna Matata. Slimy.
There's no expression at all. I hate it. In the original, when he was eating that bug, there was like, you could see his face go through the 5 stages of grief, but his face does not change expression at all.
It means no worries.
That was so gross. It means like it sounded like he was. His voice right there sounded like he was like singing a punk rock song. You know what I mean?
It means no.
That is not my Simba. Hashtag not my Simba.
Just tell him to stop. It means no worries.
Oh my god. Oh look, and right beside it, it says The Lion King, you know, the real one. I don't even think I have to tell you why that sucked. You have eyes. You have ears. Let's just move on to Be Prepared. Oh yeah, before we get into this one, you guys remember like when the initial like outrage on the internet when Disney was going to cancel this song? I thought they were gonna remove Be Prepared from this movie, but apparently they didn't. I mean, I actually wasn't that upset that they were removing Be Prepared, because, I mean, controversial opinion incoming, but I don't like Be Prepared as a song very much. It has its place in the story, but it's just not a great song. Sorry, but let's see what this is like.
Mufasa is yesterday's message. A clapped out, distracted regime.
Wait, he's not singing it? These are the words of the original song, right? He's just saying them and not singing them. But it's so dark, and there's no, like, I didn't really like the song again, but there was a lot of impact in the visuals, so I could still feel something, even though I didn't like this song that much. But everything is so boring, and this is so dark, and like, Scar is a completely different character.
Prepare for the murkiest scam. Decades of denial is simply why I'll be king. Undisputed respect.
Let's hear that again.
Decades of denial is simply why I'll be king.
Be king! I'm sorry, this is so stupid. Yeah, it's so, the tone is like completely different, because there's like no, it was like a lot more upbeat. Not necessarily because it's a villain song, but there was like, it was a lot more major than this one. I think this one's like, has a lot more minor notes.
So prepare for the chance of a lifetime.
So prepare for the coup of the century.
And also there were like bright colors. The wolves, there was like backing vocals. It was just a lot less melodramatic than this is trying to be. This is just trying to be like dark and edgy, and it just doesn't work because this guy sounds so goofy. Anyway, I didn't have very much to say on this. I guess I'm not as offended by the changes made here, but let's just move on to Can You Feel Love Tonight. Almost done. I'm almost done watching the movie. Once I finish this, I'll just tell people I've watched the movie once I'm done with this video, because I'm definitely never watching the full movie if this is what it's like. Ew, okay, sorry, I really don't like Timon's voice.
The king I see inside.
Okay, so there's not much to say about, this is the one where it's like, it has the most, how do I even put this? This song is way more about the words. How about that? It is way more about the words and what they're saying, or I guess thinking in this case, than the other ones have been. Like the nuances of what they're thinking about each other in this scene. Not to say that visuals don't play a part in this scene. Like first of all, the atmosphere is kind of ruined, because I remember I think this scene was in the nighttime. You know, because the song's called Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Right, in the original movie, and it's just like every other scene, it's just broad freaking daylight. It's kind of annoying, whatever. And also the way these voices are just distracting. Again, beating a dead horse. I think Beyonce is Nala, right? And she's clearly trying to show off. Right, in her vocal performance, like, go back to the part where she was like, the king I see inside. Like, come on, man. Just say the words. Just say the words. These actors, like, I feel like whenever they make these remakes, they're like, people already know these songs, so we have to sing them with different notes. That'll make it better. But no, man, just give us what we know. All right, don't let Beyonce start improvising on the mic, man. Don't do that. Well, let's watch the original scene just so we can compare for a second. Yeah, see, there's atmosphere here because of there's like the orange evening. Why did it take me so long to remember that word? It's the evening light is like it's different. Like, it doesn't even matter. The important thing is that it is different from the rest of the movie. Every scene in The Lion King 2018 looks exactly the same. See, there's nothing like that shot in... See, they don't do anything like that. They easily could have done something like that. Again, no facial expressions, man! Yeah, see, there's no falling down the hill. I'm not... It's hard to put my finger on. Like, besides the fact that there's no facial expressions on anyone, and besides the fact that there's absolutely no atmosphere because every scene looks exactly the same, I don't know why it just doesn't have the same impact. That might just be it, but I feel like there's something more. I said earlier that this song was more about the lyrics than the other songs. I kind of take that back. It's not that deep, but it's just, I guess, I don't know, dude. I'm no Adam. I listen to like Sardonicast and they're able to vocalize their opinions so easily, but whenever I have an opinion, I have to like hours on the perfect way to say it in my videos, but obviously this has no script. So like they're running around, but it just looks like they're running. Okay, yeah, okay. There is some falling over involved. They still do it, but it's a lot less impactful. Yeah, it's like they have like a tick box, right, of all the things that were in this scene, and they do them. Like they look into his eyes and she licks him, but it's like you don't know why they're doing stuff because there's no facial expressions, man. That is my root problem with this movie. No one has any facial expressions. You can't make a movie where no one has any facial expressions. Yo, Simba, you got something stuck in your mane right there. Oh, got it. Thanks, Nala. No problem. Oh, looks like there's some peanut butter on your face, too. Yum. Okay, bye. This movie was just a bad idea. You can't have animals who look 100% realistic and then also have them try and have emotions. That's just not how it works. Like, it was kind of the same for the Jungle Book remake, but I still kind of like that movie. Hold on, let me look up a scene from that movie. In the tree to make some honey just for me. Yeah, see, he's smiling. You can see that, right? He's kind of smiling. That is a smile. They are capable of animating animals smiling a little bit. Okay? That's what we like to call an emotion. Because this is a character in a movie that we're supposed to be feeling something about.
The bare necessities of life have come to you.
And also there's way more like expression in how he's moving his face too. Yeah, he's like moving around his face while he says the words because he's singing, and that's what you're supposed to do when you sing. And then let's go back to like and be prepared.
It's simply why I'll be king.
It's so much. I'm just ending the video. Yeah, I'm playing the original version because f*** you, Jon Favreau. So that was really stupid. I feel like I should watch the movie just to get it over with, but if I do, I'm gonna watch it in Japanese because that's what Adam said to do. Also, sorry for the terrible audio quality. I was sitting way too close to the microphone and my laptop was whirring like a jet engine. But anyway, if you enjoyed this unironic video, like, subscribe, and hit the bell or else I'll turn into a lion and bite your face off.